everybody, welcome to episode 92 of the Toys for Games podcast. We are recording this on Tuesday, October 11th, 2016. We have a rowdy bunch here. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who's still refreshing his email, hoping to get some sort of notification from the U.S. soccer team
God dang it,
being
Josh.
able to buy tickets. Jason Greer.
I will tell you, I will let the public know. Josh is one of the worst human beings on the face of the planet. So,
Do you want to give context, or we just want to leave it out there like that?
nope, gonna let it go.
Okay. I'm not arguing with you. I just want to know if you want to tell him why or not.
No, he's just.
I want to know why.
So I'll
Okay.
give context. Jason's been waiting for an email to know if him and 22,000 other people out of 50,000 or so, right?
Yeah, 59,000.
Are able to buy tickets to a U.S. soccer match against
A. The U.S. World Cup qualifier match against Mexico.
Sorry, I don't know all the details about what little game you're playing on the Quidditch pitch. So you're waiting to get this email confirmation that, yes, you were selected out of 59,000 people to be able to buy tickets to this this event. And you were saying how... What?
They sent an email at 7 o'clock
Sure.
or 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, like, hey, we'll let everybody know by tonight, 11:59 p.m. on Monday night. I'm like, okay.
So they sent out a pre-email to make you guys wait all day for another email.
Yeah.
So you're texting me, and you're like, this is about the time when they should be sending it out. I can't stop refreshing. Like, every time my email inbox alert goes off, like, I panic, and I open it up immediately, and it's nothing. So what do I do, Matt?
You send him an email
Oh, absolutely I do.
with a nice subject line, I'm sure.
I think it was just said ding.
Made you look.
Made
yeah,
you
that's
look.
a ding.
When you tell me you're actively doing something like a crazy person, I'm going to absolutely 100% do what I can to help you out with that.
Now, and here's the thing, like, so I'm waiting all night, okay? And then Amy calls me. She's like on her way back from getting some stuff done. And I'm like, just let you know, like, she called me like 11:40. I'm like, crap could go down in the next 20 minutes. So just know if there's screaming or swearing or anything like that, it's what it is. She's like, all right, it's fine. 11:59 goes by, 12 o'clock goes by, 12:01, 12:02, 12:03. I'm like, this is stupid, so stupid. And then and I should have seen it coming, because when you could submit the lottery information, they emailed out saying, hey, this Thursday you're going to be able to submit it. Like, this was like 7 weeks ago. And then they're like, oh, sorry, it's going to get delayed till Friday. Friday came, oh, sorry, it's getting delayed till Monday. Like, stop promising things if you can't keep up with it. So then 12:14 in the morning, 14 minutes past our quote-unquote deadline, they say, due to delays beyond our control, this on Twitter, ticket notifications for blah, blah, blah will now be communicated on Tuesday. You just found that out, like, what, 12:14? Like, why'd you wait till after the deadline? You probably knew that at, like, 8 o'clock, Freaking jerks. So it's still now 10:02 on Tuesday night. Still nothing. And give U.S. Soccer credit. They're not one of those people who, like, emails you, like, Best Buy, like, 15 times a day.
Sure.
Okay? So they'll send you an email, like, every couple of weeks. Like, there's very few reasons why they need to email you unless it's, like, some big events going on. So, anyways, they know everybody's freaking out for this email. And last night at, like, 8 o'clock, bling, it's like, U.S. Soccer Fan Services. I'm like, oh, my God, it's happening. Open it up. Your exclusive member presale. And I'm like, here it is. For the U.S. Women's National Team versus Romania in California. No, who cares about that right now? U.S. Soccer? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay?
We love women's soccer, but not right now.
Not right now. So I'm like, all right. So people are like calling them out on Twitter, like, you guys are doing this on purpose, right? You jerkwads. So I sent this thing out 8:47 this morning. Not even kidding. Your exclusive member presale. Here we go. For the U.S. soccer game, November 13th. Nobody cares for the other game either. Like two of them. Just stop. Just stop.
Your social
Like,
media manager is having a field day.
God dang.
So what you're saying is you're still waiting for an email.
Still waiting.
At any moment during this podcast, things could be grinded to a complete stop.
You may have to bleep Jason inquires for the first time ever on this podcast, depending how it goes. Well,
Wow.
probably either way, but
Sure. All right. We're looking forward to it.
Gosh.
On a brighter note, I am drinking a Gatorade Green Apple. Didn't know they made a thing.
That's not pumpkin spice flavored.
No, this is green apple flavor, my friend. This is fierce.
I
Gatorade
hate that they
fierce.
change all green drinks to green apple now.
I'm
Is an
digging
inferior flavor.
What was it before? Lime?
it. Watermelon?
Typically lime, yeah. Much
Anyway,
better.
usually it's Jason and I doing this fine podcast. The two amigos. It's usually a party when we're on the mic with each other, doing this show for you guys out there. But we decided tonight we were going to be a little bit special. It wasn't just going to be a party. This was going to be an all-out celebration because, as you already heard, the three amigos have been reunited, and it feels so good. Joining us tonight, all the way from Wisconsin, none other than SCL Matt.
Thank you for that introduction, Jason.
You're welcome.
Can't take him anywhere, Matt.
No, not at all.
No.
Listen, I had Taco Bell for dinner, so it's creating gassy bubbles in my stomach.
That actually does explain a lot.
That's a first mistake. Matt, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
You are not only setting the record every time you jump on, but you're just making it unattainable by anybody else to join us on this fine program. We're always happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Usually we talk Skylanders. Every once in a while we'll just bring you on because, why not, right?
Yep.
You could talk about Amiibo, like the best of them.
I don't know about the best of them.
You hung out with the Amiibo News team.
It's true, I did.
In person. You cheated on Jason and I to go hang out with Jason number 2.
Yep, I was hanging out with Lauren.
By choice.
I will accept the answer that you were hanging out with Lauren and Jason number 2 just happened to be there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the only acceptable answer.
You walk into that apartment and you know Lauren takes care of everything.
She doesn't even let him wear t-shirts anymore.
How was the stream, Matt? You were over there for their charity event for St. Jude. They did a 24-hour stream over the weekend. You went down there and hung out with them for what, 8 hours?
It was they actually toned it back this year, and it was only an 8-hour stream.
Oh, I thought they were doing a 24-hour stream.
They had originally planned for 24 hours, and a couple of days before they changed it to 8 hours.
Oh, okay. So you're there for the entire thing.
I was there for the entire thing.
7 more hours than anybody should ever spend with Jason number 2.
Hey, they provided food and drinks and
Sure.
snacks, and it's all good. So,
All right.
yeah, it was a good time. I believe they hit their goal. I guess they had to include the eBay auctions that were ongoing, but they did hit their goal. So that was good to hear.
Good. Were there any memorable moments like last year that the internet will hang on to forever?
Probably not so much. I've heard and seen there's a few screenshots of myself floating around,
Okay.
but
Sure. We're building up the calendar collection, Matt.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a Toys for Games calendar. It's going to be STL Matt calendar. It's
Toys After Dark, Matt. I'm telling you.
Josh
Yeah.
and I will take over like the January, February that you get of like the next year at the end of the calendar.
The preview.
14-month calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they give you like 2 little squares from the last thing.
Sure.
Overall, though, it was a good event.
Yeah, it was a good time. I was personally a little under the weather that weekend, so it was a little stretch for me to hang in there. I had to excuse myself a few times, but as far as the event went, it was a good time.
Good. Did you actually get to play games?
What was that?
Jason, what'd you say?
I said I thought you were gonna say underwhelmed when you said under. What? I stopped. I was gonna say underwhelmed. I was like, "Gee." But sorry. Go ahead.
He's trying to stay on their good side. I don't blame him. Did you actually get to play some games with them, or were you just hanging out, being a bystander?
I did. It's been a long time since I've played some of those games. Like they went like classic Nintendo for a lot of them.
Sure.
And yeah, I haven't played those games in years, and so it was a little bit of a struggle just to, and then on top of it, like they were playing it on the Wii U, so I haven't ever played the old school games on the Wii U, and it's just a little bit different. And like they had their Nintendo champion or whatever there, and even he said like the controls on the Wii U are just off a little bit.
Yep.
That even if you know what you're doing, it's gonna throw you.
They're just not as tight. No matter what they do to emulate those old games, they just enough to make it feel a little bit off. Well, I'm glad you hung out and babysat Jason number 2 for us. We're glad the event went well. We're glad that they reached their goal. Yada yada yada. That's enough talking about them. Let's talk about you, Matt.
Yeah.
For the people that may be new to the show, that have no idea who you are, that's a shame, because we talk about you every single week.
It's true.
Sometimes more humorously than others.
It's one way of putting it.
Shout out to Robert from CoinUp TV for thinking that we pick on you on a weekly basis. We don't. Not purposely, at least. Because we love you, Matt.
Meanly.
That's right. Jason is definitely intentional. So you're from SkylandersCharacterList.com, of course. Let's have a little bit of background about just who you are, what you're doing, kind of a reintroduction for people that need a little bit more Matt in their lives.
Man, I haven't had to give any kind of intro like this in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I basically got my start with SkylandersCharacterList.com. So I was the Skylanders guy until Jason decided he wanted to make a Skylanders site too, and started stealing my audience. But
don't you forget it.
I do dabble in most of the Toys to Life stuff, such as Lego Dimensions, even Disney Infinity back in the day. Don't really touch Amiibo because, I mean, I don't know. There's not much to do with them, right? But I have since tried to expand even further into collecting with Collection Crossing, which is still an upcoming project.
Whose fault is that, Matt?
Well, now it's mine. Now it's mine.
Sorry, I had to. You set me up for that.
Yes. I'm sure your longtime fans will catch on to that, but yeah, lately the delays actually have been on me lately. I've been slowing things down. Like this past month, I realized I have been gone every weekend. Like ever since PAX, I have been gone away from my house doing something every weekend, and it really throws a wrench in the schedule and progress of big projects.
After about 6 years of doing that consistently, you'll get as good at it as Jason is.
Yeah, but his is intentional most of the time. Like he purposely goes out and plans all this stuff.
Well, he can't sit idle.
Well, I wouldn't be sitting idle. I'd be sitting at home working.
Yeah.
But yeah. I will bow to the superior being.
I accept your bowing.
Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you on. We brought you on this week because we are gearing up for the launch of Skylanders Imaginators this coming Sunday, October 16th. We have received questions from the audience the last few weeks, some in private, some publicly, asking about different things about Skylanders, kind of what to expect for the launch, and we figured what better show to kind of talk about what to expect come the launch than this episode, and we figured we might as well ask you to jump on with us and help us sort out all the news and whatnot. So
Awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I promise. Jason is excited as always to talk about Skylanders with the person that he stole the audience from. Yeah, it's true. Before we get into it, though, let's thank our executive producer, George Torres, who is, he's a good guy, that George Torres. Just, I don't think he realizes how much we appreciate him as a person, as a human. He's a good man, that George Torres. Also, I'd like to thank our show sponsor, Devin Lachinsky, who you can find on YouTube, youtube.com/user/DLASCH2. That's the number 2. I know he has like an unboxing video of the Xbox One S up there. He's definitely trying to get that launched and ready to go. Do some other things on it. So go over there, check him out, support him and what he's doing over there, if you don't mind. We have a lot of news to cover here. We're going to have a good, healthy Skylanders discussion. I promise you that. But I will tell you guys, the email segment of this podcast is going to be top-notch. Like, we're going to set a new standard for what and how good an email segment should be on this podcast. So, be ready. Brace yourselves. First and foremost, let's start off with the amiibo part of the podcast. And this segment is sponsored by our friend Michael O'Driscoll, who you can find on Twitter at amiibo_museum. Jason, what in the world is going on with amiibo these days?
Yeah, the big news this week is Palutena is coming back to Toys R Us. So if you missed it when it was when she was an exclusive at Amazon, the infamous day of the 5 o'clock Eastern time stock, and it was ended up being like what 5:07 or something like that.
It was 2 o'clock over here, my friend.
It's coming out to Toys R Us on October 27th. So you can pre-order right now on the website or go into stores, we presume, on October 27th to pick it up as well. But nice to see that being restocked for those who are still missing her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since she... Didn't they have like a brief little restock of her on Amazon after she sold out originally?
She might have been.
Yeah, just a little one, I think, but shortly thereafter. But we haven't seen her since, so...
Yeah, she was. There's 2 signals of, in my opinion, the signal of the death of the amiibo craze. That was one. How long it was up for,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when everybody was freaking out, and it was up for wasn't it like 2 or 3 hours or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was up for a decent long time.
Right.
Especially considering that everybody knew it was going up at that time.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So although it might not seem that long, you know, it's super long knowing that everybody was getting that time frame. Other was that when Jigglypuff, remember when it was restocked? I think it was on Target, and it was up for like 4.5 weeks, whatever it was.
Yeah, forever.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then the other thing this week, the new Mario Party 3DS game, coming soon. I don't even know what the date is on that.
November or something.
Yeah. I mean, give credit to 3DS. I mean, although the titles are somewhat weak going on, I mean, it's not a main game, but it's exciting to see that Disney Magical Kingdoms comes out on Friday.
Yep.
The Yokai Watch games came out, and
Yep.
both of those got pretty high reviews. So,
Pokemon?
bust up some 3. Oh yeah, Pokemon, of course, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get that. Is that this Friday demo?
What's that?
The Pokemon Sun Moon demo?
Ooh, I don't know. I forgot about the demo. And we're getting the Animal Crossing New Leaf update for Amiibo functionality.
I think October 18th. Yeah, so that is
Next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Mario Maker's coming to the 3DS.
How much is that? Like $40?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, it needs to be like 20 tops. But anyways, yeah. So the new Mario Party games coming to 3DS and the new trailer released in Japan showed off some of the game pieces or the characters you can play as. And that's when we first saw. We thought we were getting the new Mario Brothers amiibo, which we ended up getting a year and a half later. But this time it shows a Bowser Jr. character in a new pose. So leaving some speculation on that. I would love if they did sneak that in there, try to do like Super Mario style where they just snuck it in there.
Yeah.
But obviously, how they do the CSPCIs, I don't think it's technically possible.
Sure.
But still be interesting to see it comes. I'm not losing any sleep over it. I don't think anyone should be expecting it, but it'll also be fun to see if it shows up at some point.
I think, yeah, I mean, it would be cool, but here's the thing. I'm sure Bowser Jr. amiibo is compatible with the game, and because his Smash version has him in the clown car, I don't think him being in the clown car would make sense in this game. So they designed a new pose for him to be represented in the game. That is my best guess. It would be kind of really cool if they just did a sneaky release of an amiibo without announcing it. Like people, go and buy the rest of the set, and then all of a sudden there's this new Bowser Jr. just out of nowhere. But like you pointed out, it's super hard for them to manufacture something without Reddit getting a hold of those documentation files and posting them everywhere, because people like reading very boring, useless information
that nobody else posts.
No,
but just Nintendo does.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool, but I just think it just has everything to do with what his version looks like in the Smash amiibo. It just doesn't line up with that game. So,
sure.
Who knows?
Who knows? But excited to see the Palutena come back. I mean, I guess we're still Robin still is the last one I think that we really need.
Yeah.
The big restock for. Because I got a restock, right?
You would think so, right?
Yeah. So.
Walmart exclusive.
GameStop, I think, is the common speculation. But
Walmart Black Friday exclusive.
God, I hope so.
One other thing, speaking of restocks, there is potential for a news story to happen tomorrow. I will urge you to check out Nintendo Wire and Amiibo News. I am working with Jason number 2 begrudgingly on the story. It's only going to be interesting for people that are inbox collectors. So if you value the boxes, you value what the boxes look like, and you are a completionist, this story may interest you. If it turns out to be a non-story, then false alarm, don't worry about it, go about your business. If you collect Amiibo but don't keep them in the box and you don't care what the boxes look like, the story will not pertain to you either way. But there is potential for a small little surprise to pop up with this restock that's happening on Friday. We will have more information tomorrow on it, one way or the other. So
interesting.
Just know that when you see Amiibo News tweeting about it, you know where the information came from. This guy right here. He's probably not going to give me credit. I'm just telling you now. So when he tweets about it and everybody loses their minds, just know the source. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on to LEGO Dimensions, shall we? LEGO Dimensions, part of the podcast, is sponsored by a friend over in the UK, James Holian. You can find him on Twitter at Infinity Museum. He's hanging in there, I think, with the loss of Disney Infinity overall. He seemed to have transitioned fairly well over to LEGO Dimensions fandom. So, James
Join
Holian,
the fun side.
Yeah. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Shots fired. LEGO Dimensions. Got a couple little news items real quick, but then I kind of want to ask Matt his opinion on Wave 6. You know, you and I have talked about it. I'll be up front. I haven't got to play Wave 6 at all since my whole Mission Impossible fiasco that I went through. last.
Hey, it's right there in the name. It was impossible.
It was an impossible mission for me to complete, and it haunts me. I haven't tried to rectify it. I haven't tried to delete the file and then reinstall it or anything. I haven't touched Lego Dimensions since then. I was busy making a wedding cake and then attending a wedding and having tons of Valerie's family over all weekend. It was chaos, and I look forward to finally getting back into Lego Dimensions hopefully this week before Skylanders comes out, because I know exactly where my attention is going to be come Sunday. I haven't got to play any of it. Jason, have you played any more of Lego Dimensions? Have you had time?
No, not since last week that we recorded.
Okay.
I was going to try. It was one of my activities. I was going to try and do it on Saturday, but then when that changed, then I was thinking to play.
Sure. So that brings us to our boy Matt.
Yep.
Matt, you've been playing
Our boy Matt.
Lego Dimensions Wave 6.
Yeah, I have been playing a bit. I've gotten to play all 6 packs at least a little bit. To be perfectly honest, when I heard you guys talking about it, I was super surprised because I have not run into any of the issues that you guys were talking about. So that was the first thing that took me by surprise. I was not expecting that. I was having a blast playing them and not running into problems like everybody else. Well, not everybody, but a vocal minority of people seem to be having. And I mean, I understand if you're having issues, it's going to be, a much different opinion of Wave 6. But I'm having a lot of fun. I still have a lot to do. I will be getting some more videos out there soon, but I'm probably going to start playing again once we're done with this podcast, I think.
Nice. You played through the level packs?
Yep.
Okay. You played through the story pack, Ghostbusters?
That's the one I haven't played all the way through. I started it. I played the first level, but I haven't finished the entire pack yet.
Sure. I would love to play it, but unfortunately my Abby Yates figure toy tag did not work. Finally went through all the hoops with Lego Dimensions customer service team, and they have allegedly sent me a replacement toy tag for my Abby figure. So hopefully once I get that, I'll be able to play it.
I think you're the only one I heard of that, had that figure specifically, at least. So, I mean, there's millions of these things out there. Mm-hmm. They're bound to fail at some point.
Sure. But not right out of the box. What? Come on now.
Well, I wonder how much they are able to test them all before they get packaged.
Sure.
So you just kind of have to assume that it's going to be good.
Yeah. Their customer service has been fine. They're very quick to respond and be helpful. My only issue was like the amount of things I had to do in order to prove that I had the toy tag, and it was malfunctioning. Like they kept asking me to do troubleshooting, and I had to take a whole bunch of different pictures. I had to take a picture of the disc with a piece of paper with my email address on it with the toy tag also. Like it was like this whole weird thing, and I get it because they don't want people to just request new toy tags. And
Lego resale market it's there. It's a big thing, and so if people can find a way to get free pieces, especially ones with the chips in them and stuff, they don't want to hand them out to just anybody.
Yeah. Did I tell you about my Loot Crate story about trying to get another one of those Dead Rising pens?
No.
When it was broken. So my Dead Rising pen, it was jammed shut. You literally cannot pull that sucker out.
Okay. Were you opening at the right end?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm sending an email to them, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's not a big thing in the world, because I probably wouldn't honestly use the pen. I'll just have it sitting on the shelf. But obviously wouldn't mind having a working one.
It's a principle thing.
So the lady, and so she emailed. She's like, oh yeah, not a problem. Like if you could send a picture back, showing you can't open it, that'd be great. And I'm like, okay. So I took a picture, legit, of me like making this exasperating face, like if you're trying to pull like a big rock out of the ground. Like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, how do you take a picture of not being able to open something?
There's a picture. And I'm like pulling it, like trying to pull it apart, and then she emails like, "Okay, great, we'll send you a new one." I'm like, I feel like you're half messing with me.
They just have a collage of all these people just doing stupid stuff to prove that they have something.
I'll have to see if I can find that email. It was so funny.
Like trying to pull Excalibur out. That's fantastic.
Right. Exactly what.
So overall, Wave 6, Matt, you're enjoying it? You're enjoying the Adventure Worlds, Harry Potter Adventure World, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I mean, Harry Potter is probably the best themed adventure world, and the one I know the most, so I'm having the most fun with it. I'm sure the Adventure Time world is great, but I don't know Adventure Time well enough to enjoy it as much as a super fan might.
Sure.
And then, to be perfectly honest, things like Ghostbusters and the A-Team and even Mission Impossible, they're all kind of, big city type of thing.
Yep.
And so I'm sure there are little Easter eggs hidden in there that hardcore fans will appreciate, but they don't jump out at me like, Hogwarts.
Sure.
It's different.
They're just big cities.
Yeah.
I did play the Mission Impossible Adventure World. I went in there so I could complete a couple races with Harry Potter on a broom. Because, of course, cheating. No, I was doing it because I realized how close I was to the Platinum Trophy of LEGO Dimensions, which I hadn't got for some reason.
Really?
And one of them was to, complete 5 races, which...
And now you have extra races.
Yeah, so I was like, well, I got Harry Potter. This dude's hecka fast with the...
Also, how have you not completed 5 races?
Because I don't like doing the races. They're boring.
Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it was a trophy to complete them. So then when I was looking at the trophy list, I'm like, oh, I got to complete some stupid races here. I might as well do this. So I just happened to have Mission Impossible, the guy out. I can't think of his name.
Ethan Hunt.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. So I was like, I'll just jump in that world and see what kind of races I could find in there. And I had Harry Potter with me and completed those real quick and got the trophy. I'm missing one trophy, Matt, and I don't know how to get it.
Which one is it?
Completing the Aperture Science room in under 25 minutes.
Yes. I actually made a video of myself doing that way back in the day. And I just had someone this week write me or comment on the video and saying, thank you for doing this and giving me the confidence to complete it. I now know that it's possible to do without any tricks. And I didn't realize there were any tricks out there. I just played through it a couple of times and got better at it. And
there was a glitch that they patched out, but on launch, there was a glitch to where you could play up until you get to GLaDOS and then leave the level, but then restart it at GLaDOS, and then the timer would essentially start over. So you had the full 25 minutes to beat that last chamber.
Okay, that would explain it. Yeah,
but in a patch
straight through
shortly after launch, they eliminated that. So I tried playing it. I was like, Harry Potter has the ability of Ganondorf.
There's some mixing franchises.
The guy with the beard from so he has the magical ability like him, but he's also capable of flying, which makes zooming through the levels super easy. You could bypass a couple of the tests in the rooms. And then I got stuck and I was like, I'm sure my time is just dwindling here. So I might have to watch your video, Matt, and see how you did it.
Go for it.
Where can I find that?
I believe that one, that's the one exception to my rule now. It was back in the day when I considered making my Skylanders channel all-purpose. So it is the one LEGO Dimensions video on youtube.com/sclmatt.
There's a trivia question for you for the night.
Yep.
That'll be next week's question to the listening audience. Yeah, so that's the only trophy I'm missing to get the stupid platinum. I hope to get into more of these, packs. Like I said, Skylanders, I'm just like salivating to jump into that.
Yeah,
on Sunday.
and that's it too. It's like the rest of this week is going to be like recording all my Lego Dimensions videos. So when Sunday rolls around, I'm all in Skylanders.
Clear the schedule.
But yeah, just a small note.
Sure.
As for your Mission Impossible one, I did go back and watch your video that you sent me a couple of times, and there is one difference I noticed between when I played it and when you played it. Like I compared it to my video then, and
the sequence of colors
down in the bottom right hand corner, it had the toy pad logo flashing, and like I'm not sure exactly what it means. My first guess was that the scanner in that room, like you have to be like invisible to get up to the place.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if you had someone else in your party that the scanner picked up, and so it wouldn't let you complete the puzzle, or what it was. I that's the only thing I can think of, because it had like one area grayed out in the toy pad picture that was flashing.
That's because if you're spotted by the security camera, it'll start flashing. So if you physically move your character over to the flashing part of the toy pad, you will go into the invisibility mode.
Yeah, but yours was doing that the entire time you were trying to solve the puzzle, and in mine it didn't. And that's what I'm wondering, if like one of the other people in your party was messing it up, or something seemed off.
I don't know.
You done messed up, Ron?
I mean, like I said, I played through the entire thing twice from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, now I don't know how to go in and delete that file.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go about deleting add-on content like that. I don't know if that's a thing. So, who knows, man? Who knows? Jason, we have some little bit of news regarding Green Arrow. People are still jonesing to get their hands on Green Arrow, especially our UK friends like James Holian, who actually got it before us because he couldn't wait. He had to go the eBay route. Don't blame him. But a lot of other people in the UK, they've been clamoring, hey, how do we get Green Arrow? We can't go to all these events over on the west coast of the United States. This is crazy. What do we do? Well,
now you have a solution.
What do they do, Jason?
Yeah, you can go to Brick Live, coming up in Birmingham, and the 27th through 30th of October, UK Lego event. Lego Dimensions team will be there, and they're actually doing a fun little scavenger hunt, kind of collect them all thing, where there are 20 Lego Dimensions character cards to collect through various booster packs. And you get 8 random cards per booster pack. And how do you get these booster packs then when you're at this event? Good question. You can play the Lego Dimensions demo they have there. Each time you play, you will get another pack. If you go to the Lego Dimensions presentation, you can also get a pack there. If you go to the poster signing event they have each day at 3 o'clock, you can get a pack there. And then lastly, you can go to if you spot a Lego Dimensions costumed character and you get your picture with them, they'll give you a pack there as well. They said they also will have a designated card trading zone where you can swap your duplicate cards with other people and hopefully help someone else complete a set while also helping you complete a set. And all this reminds me of the D23 cards and that time Brett, that last card came out and people took out that table. You remember?
Yep.
Brett's story.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. Hope something like that happens.
Yeah.
But anyways, you trade them all in. You show them all. When you get them all, and you can get yourself a Green Arrow for free. It's a pretty cool event there. Again, you have to do a little bit of work to it, but it's pretty fun. Something that'll be hopefully a good time. Plus, in the end, you get these cool cards that we don't have over here. So,
yeah. Is this Brick Live thing? Is this an annual event that they have?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's I don't think it's a um official Lego event. I think it's big enough now. Wait, no, no, it is a fan event. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's gotten to the point now where they're getting biggest stuff. Like they get Lego in there, but I think it's 100% run independently.
Okay. But it is so it covers all things Lego, not just Lego Dimensions, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, so it's just like the various Lego events they have around the country here.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, the cards look great. Like I would love a set of those cards for sure. But yeah, it's like you said, at the events that we've gone to, like all you have to do is just play the demo or sit through the presentation or whatever, and then you get the Green Arrow figure. Cool, that's fine, but like making it kind of a scavenger hunt and also basing it off of luck because you get 8 cards per pack. You would need at least 3 packs, theoretically, to have a chance at getting all 20. You might need more, so that means you're just like going around like you're trading with people, if you have doubles and they're missing something. Like it seems like a really, really cool and fun way to do this.
So. Yeah. So I mean, it's again, this is a way I kind of even wish it was all along. It's a little bit of fun exclusivity to it as well. But again, hopefully you enjoy it. We'll see. I mean, if they have some extras at the end of the event, maybe you can just go up and get one. But I think it's still a pretty fun way of distributing them.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's about it for Lego Dimensions. Let's move on to Lightseekers. Let's talk a little bit about Lightseekers. Lightseekers, part of the podcast, is sponsored by Christopher Long from Long's Toys. You can follow him on Twitter at CLong83. That's the letter C, and then the number 83. And then go over to his YouTube page, youtube.com/user/longstoys. What do we got going on with Lightseekers? We had them on the podcast last week. We had a great interview with the team. They were a lot of fun. It was late for them, so I think they were a little punch drunk talking to us. But overall, fun group. We would love to have them back on, especially as we get closer to launch of Lightseekers. I could have talked to them all night, to be honest with you, but
no doubt.
So big thank you to them for joining us last week. But the day after they launched their Kickstarter officially. So what's going on with all that, Jason?
Yeah, so they officially did launch their Kickstarter then last Wednesday, as well as put a couple of videos up showing different gameplay. And one of the things they teased on there is saying they're going to make a couple announcements. There is a bunch of a little bit more in-depth information if you want to go check it out. But one of the big announcements they did reveal then through the Kickstarter is that a new Snap-on pack that we've talked about before. You can snap on the weapons. This particular item is called a flight pack. You can snap it onto the back of any of the characters, and then turns that character into a flying character essentially, and has different like gyroscopes and whatever in there. And as you tilt the character, it will respond live in game in that direction, which is crazy awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty sweet. So again, you can snap it on there. And again, just flying around and responding there. The interesting thing in the video that they showed was having 2 characters connected at once and both flying independently, split screen. So split screen gaming on the same iPad. That was pretty cool. So hopefully that works out pretty well. Because that could be a huge feature going forward. Put them, in a place that's good for parents or families to buy, because you can still do like a split screen kind of thing. So
right.
pretty cool design on that. But yeah, Kickstarter's out. $200,000 is the goal. They're currently, as of recording, at $95,000 with 914 backers. So we still got 23 days to go. Almost halfway there. But so far people are doing pretty good with it. The high levels that they did talk about, there is extreme levels, and the extreme one they did talk about, which is funny because we saw in their picture, I don't know if we did talk about it or not, but they have a tank, in their company photo.
Yep.
And I thought it was just like a tank at a park or something like that, and they put their logo on it. Turns out they own that tank.
Right. Yeah.
And it is a fully drivable tank.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you pay $10,000, which somebody has, 19 or 20.
I'm still convinced that's you, Jason.
I'm just saying it's a business tax write-off.
Which is funny because I was listening back to the interview, and when I asked the question of like, is there a tier where you could go hang out with them in their office, and they're like, something like that, you know, like that's totally the tier that they were talking about. But during the answer, one of the guys in the background dropped a tank reference, like tanks very much or something like that. It's like something super punny, and then everybody kind of like pushed it forward and didn't. But like listening back, I'm like, that's exactly what he was talking about. You get to ride a freaking tank.
Yeah, I mean, so I think they even said drive the tank, but I thought that they were just kidding.
Right.
But yeah, so that's on there. I'm at the $300 level. Got to get that physical early access. So, excited to get that. So, hopefully you go on there. Again, the great thing about Kickstarter is they don't charge you till later. So if you want to start in low, just to make sure you get your pledge in there, you can always add on. You can pledge whatever they do in different add-ons, like different card packs you can add on as well. So you're not locked into whatever you put. So just put some whatever in now that you think you'd be okay with. But if the game gets more interesting, you can continue to increase your pledge as you'd like. But obviously, some are limited numbers. So if there's one you want to aim for, definitely make sure you get that on there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're definitely excited to see where Lightseekers continues to go. They keep saying that there's more stuff that they've yet to reveal. It's absolutely fascinating to see the development like very public like this, you know. We're seeing it step by step, everything that they're doing. They're letting the fans know out there. Go over to Kickstarter. Like, you don't have to get like a full package if you don't want to. Like, you could even just, you know, kick in $1 or $2. Anything helps. The more backers that they get, no matter what the value is of the pledge, the better it looks for them. The more people are enticed to give them a shot. We're fully confident in Lightseekers. So, you know, if it interests you at all from, you know, this last several weeks of us talking about it, please go over to the Kickstarter. I'll put a link in the show notes in case you haven't checked it out for yourself yet, but at least check it out and see if it's something that you'd be interested in help getting going. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's move on to the big topic here. The elephant in the room, if you will. We need to finally talk about what the launch of Skylanders Imaginators is going to look like. And before we get started, this topic is sponsored by none other than Evan Parker, the Lone Goldfish, who you can find over on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/the Lone Goldfish.
Saw that one coming.
Did you really?
I was just thinking, it's like, because you have it in the show notes now that, you know, it's sponsored by SEO Matt. Okay. He might actually do it this time, but nope. We still had one sponsor left.
That, and I really feel like you sponsoring the email segment this week is the most necessary thing I could possibly do.
All right.
And really, Evan, the Lone Goldfish, he is super stoked about Skylanders.
He is very much. He's
bouncing off the wall waiting for Sunday. So, again, go over, check him out on Twitch TV. I'm sure he'll be streaming it as soon as he gets his hand on the game. He's been playing all the old games over there, so check it out. Before we get into like a full breakdown of what to expect on Sunday, Jason, I'm going to turn it over to you for some little news tidbits here of Skylanders in the week leading up to the launch.
Going to me first?
Yeah. Your name's Jason.
Well, I was just making sure you didn't say the wrong name. Yeah, so a couple of things happened this past week. The main thing that grabbed a lot of people's attention is we did see the first picture of our first chase variant was discovered, and that is, of course, of StarCast. which was called by me on this very show last week. So it is a clear Starcast, again, available in packaging there. So when you pick around, make sure you look closely. That one might be a little bit hard to see because he is somewhat translucent in the first place. So basically look at the stars. That would be your dead giveaway, but it's not the whole entire different color of patina or something like that. Looks pretty cool. So again, if you see it, make sure you grab it. I was afraid, like, I was thinking tonight I had to stop by Target. I'm like, what if I find it at Target, which it is like register locked? I'm like, do I do the shady thing and like buy something of equal value, kind of thing, and sneak it out that way? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna find some spot in the store where I know nobody's gonna look there by Sunday, like hide behind like the healthy cereal that nobody buys, and and then come back on Sunday. I was really hoping that was going to be the case because going out with Amy, I was just going to like not give any context whatsoever. Sure. And just go over and pour it out and just see what she would even do. She probably would just be like, it's got nothing.
At this point, she has to expect stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool. Hopefully a lot of people you get it. Again, if you find it, be sure to show us some pictures. A lot of you have been tweeting in pictures of starter packs you've seen on the store. No Chase variant has been discovered yet in the starter packs, but obviously keep on looking because last year same thing happened where people showed up early in stores and nobody really noticed until Sunday. So who knows?
Yeah, when Matt sent the internet into a frenzy.
Yep.
That's right.
I remember waking up to that text from Jason. Did you see what Matt just tweeted? And I'm like, no, I'm not even awake yet. Stop it.
You stop it. But yeah, and then the other big thing happened tonight right before we're about to hit record. Skylanders Creator app did officially launch here worldwide a couple days earlier than all the various deadlines they said because they were going to try and launch an app on 3 different days in like a 5-day time strand. Yeah, okay, Skylanders, you do you. But thankfully it is all out now, available to everybody if you want to go check it out. Again, available on the Google Play Store as well as the iOS App Store. So check it out there if you'd like. Again, the key thing to remember in that everything you unlock in this will not automatically unlock in your game, as there is no way to transfer your content from your phone or tablets to the game. But you can create your character on the console version and transfer it to the mobile app. So definitely take a look on there. Some people are freaking out about app permissions. Mainly one that says you have to give them access to do phone calls. Yes, you're right. Skylanders is trying to access your phone and going to call spamming numbers from your device.
Seems
no,
reasonable.
That has to deal with how they transfer it over using the audio technology. So, but pretty interesting there. The store is the weird thing. I don't know if you tried it out at all, but you launch the store and it launches like a website, which is like store.skylanders. And I'm like, okay. Yep. So then you like try it on your web computer and it's like, nah, you can only access this on a authorized. Let me pull up the quote here. In order to access the website, you need to use the Skylanders mobile app. Source validation. I'm like, okay. So, some weird behind-the-scenes technology going on. The only thing I have a problem with, I haven't verified this yet, maybe it's doing behind the scenes, but I never approved the login with my Gmail at all on the when I logged in. So it should be there because you can purchase stuff in there. But since I haven't signed in anything, I'm hoping it saves progress because if you get a new phone, transfer devices, hopefully your content comes with you.
Sure. We're going to have to sign in like every 2 attempts like Pokemon Go when it launched.
That's right.
That was fun.
So I'm trying to see if maybe if I go and act like I'm going to purchase something, that might be the easiest way. Actually, I don't know. Is there in-app purchases? I thought there was.
What would there be?
I thought you could buy the chest if you wanted to.
Not in the app. I don't think you can.
Oh, well then.
I think that's just in game.
Yep. Then watch your lucky chest because you might not be able to transfer his content to another device. So.
So proceed with caution, is what you're saying.
Yes.
With that being said, Matt, your time to shine is upon us.
Is it?
It is, my friend. We need to break down everything to expect from this Sunday for the launch of Skylanders Imaginators. There's a lot to cover, a lot to go over, a lot of questions people still have. I'm sure both you and Jason are still getting questions daily about information that is readily available.
When the Wii version's coming?
Is it?
No.
Oh.
Have you actually gotten anybody asking?
No.
I think most people have caught on. Thankfully.
So we have...
If you buy for a Wii U, you're a sucker, though.
That's true. That's a true statement. So we have a lot of things to cover. Jason, I also want to give you a chance. I mean, please, I just want to like hand it over to you guys to break this down for everybody. We will need to talk about deals, if there's any deals out there for retailers, because I'm sure people are wondering about that kind of information before they go shopping on Sunday. Obviously, we know about all the deals that Amazon was pushing out with their bundles and whatnot, but where do we start, Matt? Where do you want to start?
I will say real quick, speaking about the Wii games, because we thought the Skylanders game was going to be the last one. Don't forget to pick up your copy of Just Dance 2017 on the original Wii on the 25th. I'm 100% buying it just for the pure kick of it all.
But the thing is, they're probably going to come out with another one next year, too. So this is not going to be the last Wii game.
I don't care. I'm going to spend $40 on Super Just Dance for the Wii. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I don't even know where to start, but Wave 1 and 2 is coming out seemingly everywhere.
As predicted on this show.
What was that?
As predicted on this show.
Yep. You guys have been doing real good this year, so.
We're trying to legitimize this as much as we can, Matt.
The thing I found interesting though is that they are actually shipping product differently to different stores. I don't know if you caught that, but like Toys R Us is getting individual cases of characters. Like they'll get a case of Mysticat, but everybody else, like Walmart, is getting an assortment of 12 Sensei figures.
Is that just because Toys R Us is getting more stock?
I don't know. They've never done it that way before, as far as I know. They've always just sent out the assortments to everybody.
Maybe they negotiated some new contracts.
Which is a weird part, because it almost seems like Amazon is getting the best deals this year. And Toys R Us seems to be backing off of things because, like we said, it looks like they will have good stock numbers, but you'll get to in a minute that the sales aren't there. They're not opening early, but who knows? We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what goes down.
Hey, but if you want to pay that Jeffrey tax, you know where to go.
But not
this year.
What?
Not this year. No, it's gone. At least right now, some people are still expecting them to raise prices later, but they have the printed ad still lists them at like the Senseis at $14.99.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's their sale this year.
Did we single-handedly take out the Jeffrey tax?
I don't know.
I'm claiming responsibility for it. We broke the system, Jason.
The Jeffrey Buck. Call it right.
The Jeffrey Buck. Sorry. It's been a while since we've had to talk about it.
That's true. It's very true.
Yeah. All right. So waves 1 and 2 everywhere.
Yep. As Jason mentioned, yeah, watch out for those chase variants. Typically, we don't see any chase variants until wave 2, but since we're getting so much wave 2 stock right away, we're probably going to see a couple.
Is Mysticat technically wave 1 or wave 2?
Mysticat is technically wave 2.
Okay, and that's the chase that we've seen a picture of, right?
No. Starcast.
This is why I brought you on the show. I'm going to stop talking. You and Jason talk. Is Starcast technically wave 1 or wave 2?
I need you to know where to go.
Is Starcast wave 1?
Starcast is wave 2.
Starcast is wave 2. And
that's why it makes sense.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Continue. Starter packs. Let's talk about starter packs.
Starter packs.
Yeah.
So They haven't thrown us any more curveballs. We still just have our 3 starter packs: the standard starter pack, the Crash Edition, and the Dark Edition. The Crash Edition, if you're only getting 1 starter pack, I highly recommend the Crash Edition, because you get the most senseis, and that's probably your most valuable asset right now. You're not losing anything from the standard starter pack. The Crash Edition is the standard starter pack plus 2 figures, so it's a good deal. The
Unless
Dark
you hate
Edition,
Crash Bandicoot.
Who hates Crash Bandicoot?
Oh, trust me.
Oh.
There are some people out there, Matt.
All right.
Yeah.
The Dark Edition has gone back to being a GameStop exclusive. As far I don't know if that's a time thing or what, because I still have not actually seen anywhere, like GameStop hasn't been advertising it as an exclusive, but they're the only one that has it. So I don't know exactly what's going on there, but if you want to get it right away, you have to go to GameStop. And I still haven't heard a reason why, but there is no PS3 Dark Edition.
Interesting.
I guess Sony is really pushing for the PS4, but then I don't know why they allowed a PS3 Crash Edition. That it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I guess. But in case you're wondering, trying to hunt it down, there is no PS3 Dark Edition.
Probably they're thinking it's probably one of the things that people have the more disposable income are probably the ones who are on a PS4 anyways, and PS3 is probably the worst selling one. Xbox 360, was the won that generation, so this might be why they still have it on that one. But
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, there's your 3 starter packs. The Dark Edition is also something to keep in mind if you're actually looking at the creation crystals. Through waves 1 and 2, the Dark Edition is the only place you can get a dark creation crystal.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, there will be a single pack dark creation crystal coming out eventually. I believe we're looking at wave 3. But that's going to be a couple weeks, months down the road. So if you want one anytime soon, you're going to have to go for that Dark Edition.
Let's talk about the creation crystals.
Yep.
What are we getting at launch? What's the sea of options at launch for the creation crystals? Or lake of options? Is it? Puddle?
This is something I still have to nail down exact numbers. If you are interested in collecting all the different molds that are possible, it's somewhere between 10 and 20. And it looks like I think internationally they might be getting the 8-pack sooner than we are. So that could mess up the numbers a little bit too. But for the most part, there is one assortment coming of single packs coming out in wave 1, and a different assortment of single packs coming out in wave 2. And we should be seeing all of those immediately. And each of those assortments is going to give you roughly 8 different crystals.
Okay. At this point, do we know how many variants there are of the crystals for each element and such and so forth?
There are going to be 31.
Okay. For sure.
And
no.
Well,
that's a stupid question, Josh.
Not including any variant crystals they might throw at us or something. 31 should be your number.
Okay.
I kind of like that because I believe that falls in line with our sensei number.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. But this information actually comes directly from the collection screen in the game. So there's 31 different crystals. Unfortunately, they didn't name them like they did last year.
It doesn't say on the box too.
I think it says 30 plus.
I think you're right. I thought I remember saying 31. I noticed that I thought I remember on some promotional material somewhere exactly 31. Okay. But anyways, continue.
Yeah. So it's 3 of each element, except the life element gets 4.
Sure. Why not?
Go figure. Stealth elf. So the creation crystals, each element has a different UPC, but the molds within the element, they're all the same UPC. So if you're trying to hunt down individual molds, you're just going to have to look at what's in the box. That's the only way you're going to be able to figure it out. And like I was saying, like in the game, they don't have specific names for each of these molds.
Sure.
So I think you probably saw I put up an article yesterday that we're going to try to crowdsource some names. I've seen a couple of people's suggestions prior to me writing this, and it's like, well, they're okay, but they vary from each other, and so I'm just going to throw it out there. We're going to pick some names, have people vote on them, and that's what's going up on the site.
BDK, if you're listening, you know what to do, my friend.
So yeah, it's I don't know what we'll come up with. You don't have to use the names if you don't want to, but that's how I'm going to be differentiating them, and sure. Hopefully it'll help some of you out when you're searching for specific ones.
Have you pinpointed the one crystal that's not going to ever show up?
No.
Fair enough.
If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like the last light or dark, or maybe both of them.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be one of the light ones.
Yeah.
3 packs.
So unfortunately, they have been mysteriously absent. So I've been in contact with a number of employees at different retail locations, specifically at Toys R Us. I'm even in touch with one of the managers there, and they've been keeping me up to date on all their shipments that come in, and that's something that has not shown up yet. So it's a little scary. We do still have some time left, but seeing as they have like everything else from Wave 1 and Wave 2 already in,
sure,
it seems odd that the triple packs haven't shown up yet, because they're supposed to be part of Wave 1.
We're talking about the triple packs of creation crystals, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I also want to know about the triple packs of old characters.
Yeah. There's 2 different triple packs of what they're calling Skylanders Champions, which totally just marketing. They're trying to market the crap out of these things.
Someone buy them, please.
I don't know. They are the figures that we saw sitting on shelves for years after Swap Force was done. It's 6 Swap Force core characters.
Can you name all 6?
I can name 3 right now. It was one of the packs is Smolderdash, Dunebug, and Cinder. Series 3 Cinder.
Mm-hmm. We got Zulu,
second pack. Yeah, a Zulu Countdown. And I'm not going to remember it right now.
Either way. So there's nothing different about these whatsoever.
No, they was it?
I was saying I think there's 3 triple packs, aren't there?
I think I only know about 2.
I'll double check.
Check your sources. But the figures themselves are completely exactly the same as they were in Swap Force.
Yeah, as far as we can see, they they're just in different packaging. They don't state that they're any better. They're not like the Eons Elite or anything.
Okay.
They haven't said that there's any stronger or anything like that. That was very blatantly on the packaging of the Eons Elite that they were stronger. So we've seen the boxes of these, but it doesn't seem to say anything. It just calls them Skylanders champions. It's their new term for them.
Sure. All right. So I guess I'm just asking because people out there, they're wondering, do they need to collect these as well to have a full collection?
Yeah. If you have them from Swap Force already, you should be just fine. Unless you're an in-box collector and you want to get that packaging. I mean, the packaging doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks kind of nice. But if you don't need the figures, you don't need to. I mean, they are only charging $15.
Sure.
So $5 a figure isn't a bad price. That's cheaper than back in the day when they were Spyro's Adventure, when the originals came out, and they were what, $7 a piece, $8 a piece, something like that. So I mean, it's a decent price if you need the figures,
right?
But chances are you already have them.
Sure. Unless you're getting into the game late,
It's true. I've talked to a number of people. I say this every year. I get people that are coming into the game for the first time every year.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some people already this year who have asked me about these figures, and I told them they're from Swap Force, and it's like, oh, I just started with Superchargers, so I'll probably pick them up eventually.
Sure.
Like, okay, great, good for you. Because the stores that I've been in recently that have actually set up for Imaginators already have completely cleared out all the back stock. They don't have it on the shelves anymore.
Right.
Yep.
So if you want to pick up any of those older figures, I don't know if they'll put them out eventually, or if Skylanders has actually taken them back, or what's going on.
Sure.
But
and honestly, I think that's good because, for the people getting in late and they want older figures or whatever, it sucks that you can't walk in and still buy them. But at the same time, it makes the current product seem more valuable if it's not being surrounded by all the old stuff that didn't sell.
Yeah.
Nothing is just more depressing than walking in and going to look for new Skylanders and then seeing an entire wall of light core hexes. It's just well, why didn't that sell? What? It sucks,
I think it's especially even more important this year when they've changed the packaging so dramatically that the other figures just wouldn't fit in as nicely.
Right.
The other years, from year to year, there was a change in the packaging, but it was just a slight change, usually how they cut the card stock on the back.
Sure.
That was the big difference. And so
What
but this
glue
year
they
with the
use.
whole full boxes and everything, it's yes, the glue they use.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like a brand new product and a new game, essentially. And it almost kind of feels like a reboot of the entire franchise, per se. So clearing out all the old stuff, definitely makes sense with that mindset.
Sure.
There are 1, 2, 3 triple packs coming out. S'more Dash, Phantom Snyder, and Doombug. Hyper Beam, Prison Break, Whirlwind, Zulu, and then Countdown, Stealth Elf, and Riptide.
Okay.
Stealth Elf just sneaks her way into every little thing, doesn't she?
Kitchika!
Wait, do you say Stealth Elf?
Yeah.
From Swap Force.
The Ninja Stealth Elf.
Yeah, that was a starter pack figure.
Mm.
That's even worse. Oh, man.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
All right. We have an adventure. See, I'm in Lego Dimensions mode. I don't remember what they're called. Adventure pack? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you got it right.
All right. Cool.
Well, you're getting thrown off because last year we didn't have adventure packs, and then the year before that we had both adventure packs and expansion packs.
That's right.
With the light and dark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yes, adventure pack is the original term, and that's what we're back to.
Okay.
We do have one adventure pack coming out in Wave 1. It is the Griffin Park Observatory. Comes with Airstrike, an Earth Crystal, and the level piece, the Griffin Park Observatory.
Mm-hmm.
It is the only one coming out in Wave 1. There isn't one in Wave 2, unless the crash. I don't know what they're actually calling that. Is it the Crash Bandicoot Adventure Pack?
Yeah.
Buddy pack.
I think they're calling it the Wampa Island Adventure Pack.
Oh yeah, it's the Thumpin' Wampa Islands. There we go.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have an extra piece.
Correct. That one is going to be the oddball and is going to throw people off a little bit when they see it in stores, but it is just Crash and Cortex.
Right.
And putting either one of them on the portal will unlock the level for you.
Okay.
Because that's exactly how it's going to work when you buy the Crash Edition starter pack. You put one of them on the portal, you unlock the level. There you go.
Sure.
So yeah, there's not a level piece in there either. But so that could potentially come out around Wave 2 time, but it's not going to come out this Sunday at launch.
Okay.
Unless you count the Crash Edition starter pack.
Now, word on the street from an unnamed source, I'm not going to call him out here on the podcast, snapped a picture of a possible Treehouse adventure pack being released on launch day. Can we confirm or deny this is happening?
I would say deny. Currently, Walmart does have the tags up for the Treehouse Adventure Pack. This is a reference to the Enchanted Elven Forest Adventure Pack, which is scheduled to come out in Wave 3. One Walmart employee I've been talking to has been tracking this, and he pointed out it was in the planogram that they set up. I found it at my stores too. They still have the tags out there, but he said it originally said there were 6 on order when he first saw it in the system, and now it says there is 0 on order, and there's not any on the way. There's none at the store, so we're pretty sure someone, whoever's in charge of making up these planograms, just accidentally put that in there and sent it out to all the stores. So all the stores have it now, and it's going to be an empty peg.
You done goofed, Walmart.
It got canceled already.
One last thing we need to cover here.
Yep.
We're getting blind bags
Yes.
of magical treasure chests.
Yes.
Team Blind Bag prevails again. This is deplorable. This is despicable. This is disgusting. I hate everything about it, and I cannot wait to buy so many of those suckers.
Yeah, the more I learn about it, the more I actually like it. So essentially, it is a physical microtransaction. Seeing as Skylanders in the first place are physical DLC, this is your physical microtransaction.
We've gotten to that point, folks.
Yes. So they are not required for anything in the game. As far as we've seen, there is nothing that's going to be exclusive to these chests. And in fact, thanks to the UK PlayStation Store, we found out that they're going to be available digitally as well. This is the same thing we saw in the second half of last year with Superchargers, when they gave us the update and added the store with all the microtransactions that you could buy all the little extra parts for your vehicles and such, and the boosts and upgrades and whatnot. That was all there as microtransactions. That's the same thing they're doing with this, except it's with all the Imaginator parts to customize your Imaginators. So what the chests you're buying in stores are what they're calling the mystery chests. So they're in the blind bags, and you could get a bronze, a silver, or a gold chest. And I went on a little bit of an assumption here that the descriptions that they gave for the digital version of these chests will apply to the physical version as well, but I don't see why they wouldn't. So each mystery chest is going to unlock 9 items for you.
Okay.
If it's a bronze chest, it's going to have a minimum. Okay, before I go too far, there are 4 rarity levels. I believe you guys have mentioned this before.
Yep.
Which, thankfully, yes, they did change from the top level from mythical to ultimate.
Yep.
You're welcome, America.
Yep, as we asked them to when we spoke with them the first time.
Yep. To be better in sync with the very
Defunct products.
popular.
Yep, the now defunct Skylanders Battlecast. But the rarity levels are common, rare, epic, and ultimate. So in a bronze chest, you're getting 9 items. You are guaranteed to get at least 2 rare, 1 epic, and 2 ultimate, and at least 2 of those will be weapons. So you can get either parts, the like arms, legs, chest, heads, gear. That's the stuff you put on, like the shoulder pads and the arm guards and leg guards that will actually change the stats of your character. Or you can get weapons, which are pretty self-explanatory. But they're guaranteeing at least 2 of those pieces will be weapons.
Okay.
In the silver chest, then, you're guaranteed at least 1 rare, 1 epic, and 3 ultimate.
Ooh.
And then at least 2 of those will be weapons. And then in the gold chest, you're guaranteed at least 1 epic and 4 ultimate. So I think that's pretty darn. That's pretty good.
Sure.
Like I think from what I've seen, all the clips I've watched in the game, ultimates are actually pretty hard to come by.
Okay.
And so the fact that they're guaranteeing 2, 3, or 4 ultimates in these chests, I think is pretty good. Going in blind bag, obviously you don't know for sure, but you're guaranteed at least 2.
Sure.
So depending how you look at it, you're getting 9 items for, well, the list price of $6. If you're someone who likes to pay to speed things up, you're paying less than $1 a part.
But everything that you can get in the chest, you can unlock in game, correct?
That is my understanding so far, and until someone proves me wrong,
okay,
that's what I'm going with.
They haven't come out and said otherwise, but
they have not. And the other nice thing that is in the descriptions we found online. So at first I thought maybe they're just gonna keep track of your parts, and because everything is random when you put it on the portal, you get random parts, and I thought maybe it would be random according to your collection and they wouldn't give you duplicates, but it turns out they will give you duplicates. But duplicate creation pieces will enhance the stats of already owned creation pieces.
Ooh.
So I don't know if the stats
digitally
can
enhance or like level up like they did in Battlecast, which meant
I am certainly hoping that, because I don't see these things having actual levels, but they do have that's the weird part, is like if you get a duplicate body part, I don't think they have stats. So I don't know how that works.
What would you enhance?
But the gear and the weapons both have stats, so they can easily increase those. But I also wonder if you can increase them indefinitely, and if you put enough time or money into it, can you create like the ultimate Skylander? Like it just has stats off the charts.
No way. They'll stop you at some point. You would think, right?
Yeah. You would think. But the other thing is, there are so many parts. Did you check out the creator app?
Not yet. Haven't had a chance. Jason did.
Okay.
I did.
Did you pay attention to the numbers?
I did. I didn't add them up, but I saw them all.
Yeah, I haven't taken the time to add them up yet, but just briefly. There are 128 heads. There's only 16 different eyes. There's 54 different ears. There's 80 different torsos. There's 60 different arms. There's 64 different legs. There's 39 different tails. And that's just body parts. That's not even getting into the gear or the weapons.
Sure.
But you already have hundreds of parts to unlock there. So it's going to take a while just to get a complete collection. And if you get a few duplicates along the way, oh well. But
here's my question.
Yeah.
These chests, right?
Yep.
Once you place them on the portal, you get to collect everything from it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with them after that?
Put them on a shelf.
That's it.
Check them out, their neighborhood kids.
So they are a one-time use thing.
Melt them down and make a giant chest.
Okay. But they are one-time use.
Yeah. Everything I've read and heard from those who had some experience too, like they don't necessarily have chests, but from like everything I've seen says they're one-time use, and they aren't like, if you even try to use them on a different account or a different system, a different console, if you take them over to your friend's house, it's not going to do anything.
So there's not even like resale value to them.
No, which makes complete sense to me.
Sure.
Because otherwise, yeah, everyone would buy one and then just start a worldwide mailing chain. And it's like, all right, here we go.
You're giving the world way too much credit, Matt. Okay. Interesting. How many packs am I going to have to buy before I actually get a gold chest?
I wish I knew.
27.
I will. Don't make me, but I will.
And that's what I want to know too. If there's any sort of patterns, like I know people get into like the Funko mystery minis, and like they know in this position in the box is the rare one. Mm-hmm. Like it.
Or the field game with blind bags.
I think they do that, yeah, with Lego and stuff too. It's like, if I can get, like, the problem is you have to get your hands on a minimum of 2 cases of these things to be able to figure anything out.
Are the chests exactly the same form, all 3 of them?
Yeah.
God.
They're just different colors.
Ugh. Why don't I have X-ray
I bet
vision?
you 100% there's going to be an unannounced color in there.
You think so?
The chase
100%.
variant?
Well, okay. Yeah. What we do know already is that there are 2 other digital chests you can buy.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You think they're going to make physical ones of those or something else?
Absolutely. That blue one, the blue and silver one, 100%.
Yeah, because, okay, so the first one is a copper chest, which is kind of your just want to test it out kind of item.
Did they seriously go copper, silver, gold?
Copper, bronze, silver, gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Jason's about to lose his mind if they skipped over bronze.
So in the mystery chest, that's what I was saying. The ones you buy physically, they're the mystery chests. So you can get bronze, silver, or gold. If you buy a mystery chest digitally, you get either a bronze, silver, or gold digital chest. You don't know. It's just like buying them blind. But then you can straight up buy a copper chest. This is much cheaper, but only gives you 3 pieces. However, they do still guarantee you 1 epic and 1 ultimate, and at least one of them will be a weapon. So you only have 1 unknown rarity in there, and 2 of them could possibly not be weapons, but at least one of them, very low risk there, I guess. But yeah, then the other interesting one is the one Jason was referencing, the blue and silver one, which they're calling platinum. The platinum chest is a little more expensive. This is all in British pounds, so I don't know how it translates to us. So like the mystery chest, they're listing it as $3.99, and then the platinum chest is at $7.99. So almost double, but not quite. But this is going to give you 20 creation pieces, including at least 1 rare, 5 epics, and 7 ultimates.
There you go.
And at least 3 of them will be weapons.
That's what you need to be going after right there.
That's the high class one.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how well this takes. Microtransactions always go over better than I think they should.
I don't think anyone's going to buy the digital ones. I think a bunch of people buy them day one, and then those suckers are going to sit like no one's business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes blind bags.
False. That is false.
I'm totally on Team Blind Bag.
I just want one of each sitting on my shelf. I don't want 18 bronze treasure chests.
Oh yeah, I'm totally with you there. I just want one of each for the shelf, but I don't mind blind bags. I mean, you grew up with the trading cards. They're all blind bags.
Matt, we're not talking about that. That's completely different.
Yeah. Same thing.
Because if I'm buying a pack of cards of a set of 200, there's a 1 in 200 chance that each card is going to be different. Whereas if I'm buying a blind bag of 3 different options, potentially 4 or 5, that's not good odds. I don't like those odds.
It depends how you look at it, though. If you're looking at it for the physical collection and the digital collection, because they're saying
physical, Matt. That's all I care about is my physical collection.
You're opening this, and you're going to get 9 parts out of it.
I don't care about the body parts, Matt. I just want the silver. I'm just going to paint my own. I don't even care.
Well, you know people are going to be selling these online.
That's true.
Selling body parts?
I think that's illegal in most states.
That's true.
Maybe not Alabama.
But yeah, like if I guess there is going to be a little bit of a rarity factor, but the fact that it's used and it's only a collectible item at this point is going to bring it down to hopefully a reasonable price. It really depends how rare the gold chests are.
Yeah. I guess we'll see day one, won't we?
We will.
Okay, real talk. How many of you guys buying day one?
Packs?
Yeah.
At least 10.
Matt, fess up.
I was probably going more in the realm of 4.
Jason goes big and goes home.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
We got time for that.
One-stop shop. Just however many's on a peg, just scoop them all into the basket. Anything else we need to know about this launch coming up? Deals, Jason. Do we have any deals going on Sunday?
Heck no.
What?
Yeah. So Target's not doing anything. They are, as long as Toys R Us allowing you to do get a free chaos if you just purchase.
While supplies last. No rain checks.
Supplies last. Yes, the starter pack. Guarantee you supplies will still be there.
If you go day one, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. But even a week later, I wouldn't expect all the chaos figures to still be there.
I think it's just a first week thing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying people buying aren't even going to be paying attention, So you have to ask for it and take it up or whatever. So that's why I think it's still going to be there. And in addition to that, Toys R Us is having some sales. You do get a free creation crystal if you buy the Observatory and Adventure pack. So you can get one free through that. All the mystery chests are 2 for $10. So I'm just saying you're losing money not buying 10. So
it's true, Matt. It's math.
That's math.
That's 2 for 10, not 10 for 2.
Shh. Math, Matt.
Listen. Math. I'm just saying, if you're already planning on buying 4.
You'll probably want to buy more in a couple weeks when the sale's gone, and you'll just be spending more money. So just buy more now.
Well, okay.
If you're budgeting to purchase 4, you can now get more.
Well, your question was also about day one, and unfortunately, I will not be at a Toys R Us on day one.
That was going to be my question. I was wondering if you're going to drive down to the folks.
Whose fault is that, Matt?
I will be driving down on Thursday.
Slacker. It's a good thing Toys for Games is here to give you all the updated coverage on Toys R Us Skylanders launch day.
Hey,
What are you doing on Sunday? What are you doing on Sunday?
Who provided the Toys R Us ad?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to sources.
Who illegally leaked it out is the question.
Whose giant logo is sitting in the middle of it?
I haven't looked at it.
Who illegally leaked it out?
Is it in the headline? I didn't look past that. Yeah, what are you doing Sunday, Matt? How come you're not going down there?
I'm playing the game.
Oh.
I can't play it from down there.
You drive there and come back.
That's a long drive. I wouldn't have any
drive.
time to play.
This launch only happens one time a year, Matt.
It's a 3.5 hour drive. I'd be driving 7 hours of the day.
So you leave at 6 o'clock, get there for opening, then you come back, eat lunch on the way.
Yep.
And you have the afternoon.
The whole afternoon.
Sunday morning, I got church.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
I say legit ones.
My girlfriend's coming in for town, and I'm still going. I'm like, psh.
Yeah. How far do you have to drive to your Toys R Us?
Doesn't matter.
How far do you have to drive to your second Toys R Us?
Here's the thing. I'm driving 2.5 hours there and back on Sunday to take her to Penn State. So, listen, man, we all have sacrifices.
It's true, Matt.
Your drive's still shorter.
So no real big deals that people need to worry about or care about?
No, unless Best Buy pops up for something or Cartwheel comes out with something. But
yeah, I'd be very surprised, though.
Yeah. Best Buy, again, might do like a chess deal, but that would probably be it.
I'm still wondering if the stores are toning down sales for Skylanders just because I don't know why, or if it's they've actually seen the hype getting higher, and so they know stuff's going to sell anyway. So they're charging full price. Who knows?
I think they're just honestly just trying to make as much margin off them as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's plateauing, so they're not trying to get you as much as possible. Say no, people are going to buy it. So.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, with the lack of sales there, especially on figures, I still have to point out to people, Amazon is your best deal, especially if you have Prime.
Unless you want all of them on Sunday.
Yeah, the only thing you can't get is Chompy Mage. You're going to have to get that from Amazon if you want it anytime soon.
Sure.
But yeah, the other senseis you can pick up from a local store, just at full price.
Right. How long can people wait to order from Amazon in order to get it Monday?
In order to get it Monday?
Yeah. Because we're not going to get it Sunday no matter what.
You could buy it on Friday. You could probably buy it on Saturday, depending on when on Saturday.
If you have Prime, yeah. I wouldn't go any later than Friday just to make sure. But
okay, just wondering. Anything else we need to cover with the launch? You're both excited? Jason, you going out with Vince also?
No, because it's midnight, so
Sure.
He'll probably be working on Sunday.
Is he excited?
He's not sure if he's getting it this time or not.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow.
So, he probably will get something at some point. He might wait till Black Friday to pick up the pack, but probably won't buy anything on launch. He says if anything, he's going to buy the store exclusive stuff like the legendary things just in case. But
yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking. If you want to touch on the variants.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting the legendary tri-tip at Toys R Us, and then candied chopscotch available at Toys R Us at least. The only place that's popped up yet, but should be going to other places.
Yeah,
as well.
I think it is in the GameStop system. Like they might even be allowing pre-orders.
It's showing up. Yeah, it's showing up now. After Josh and I had the thing, it did show up 2 days later.
So it seems like it should be everywhere, but I know Toys R Us has it in hand, so it should be there at a minimum. And then steel-plated hoodsicle, I believe, should be out too.
Yes, can't wait.
Still coming at launch, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exciting stuff, fellas. Exciting stuff. Well, thank you, Matt, for breaking down that launch. Maybe we'll get you back on next week and we'll talk about the game after it's released, after we've all got a chance to play it and enjoy it. So
Yeah, definitely.
should be fun. Let's transition a little bit to the community question. I asked you guys a community question on Twitter. We award the response of the week a fabulous prize. This week, I'm going to give away a Skylander Sensei of their choice. Just for having the best answer to this question. What do you think about that, guys?
Sounds good.
It's pretty darn
Fair.
fantastic. The question was, what about Skylanders game... Or Skylanders game... I just was reading the Twitter handle. Stupid me. What about Skylanders Imaginators are you most excited for and why? Even if you're not getting it, what looks cool? So Jason, you want to read down the responses? And then Matt, listen carefully because you, my friend, are picking the winner this week.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no pressure.
So this week we got, let me see here, back him up. James Tony says, can't wait to hunt down all 31 creation crystals, especially as each element has the same barcode regardless of the design. Rose of Death says, the commercials, I see them and say Imaginators, since I have been doing it, so does my son now. Long's Toy says, mostly excited for Crash, but many of the senseis look great. Probably won't mess with the creation crystals much, to be honest. E.M. Smith says, seeing what crazy character my nephew will make. Kids are so creative. Billy DJ Dog says, it's all about the creation tool. Can't wait to make all my favorite imaginary people. Atari Alex says, excited that I don't have to worry about a sea of options. It's such a relief.
Alex, you used
Amen.
the Sea of Options joke last week.
Trying to go 2 for 2, man. Crash plus character creation sold me on Skylanders. Looking forward to creating and maybe printing a figure that was by Sarvinator. AJ Tulip says Crash Bandicoot because yes. DMU Girl 2008. Ooh, she updated her avatar. Says I'm excited by the return of Crash Bandicoot in Cortex of video games. Tyler Templeton says I really want to say the creation crystals, but I already feel like I'm drowning in a sea of options. Skylanders Sydney. I legit feel like I should send them a Christmas card, that guy, and just mention something about the sea of options in the Christmas card. The Activision CEO guy.
Absolutely.
Types Bob. Skylander Simon says, I'm most excited to create my own Skylanders. Usually after a few months, I get tired of playing. I won't now. Pause real quick. I feel like I should make a fake campaign ad, like an attack ad on Skylanders saying, like, sea of options, kind of, you know, make an awful political ad.
Yeah.
I think I might do that.
Now's the season for that.
Absolutely it is. There's a canon locally, like I hate attack ads in general, but it's canon locally. I've been keeping track of my sure it's not me. I haven't found one positive ad on her. It's just like, why shouldn't I vote for the other guy? I'm like, oh, but then why should I vote for you? I don't know anything about you. Then why should I not vote for the other guy?
Because there's not a sea of options.
I guess so. Eric Neve says, Crash is about time he was put in. Sean Dolly says, Crash, after 6 years of being stuck in limbo, he's finally back. I can't wait to take him for a spin again. William Thorndike says, new toys, of course. The saddest day in the collector's life is the day their collection is complete. That is actually kind of true. Jeffrey Moss says, Skylanders as NPCs. It makes the world all the more fleshed out and exciting. Lone Goldfish says, from the brief videos, that seems to be a lot more procedural dungeons. Hope it has a longer tail than Trap Team and Superchargers. Adam Tuttle says, I'm most excited to use my mystery chest and crystals than not like my battle class and return them for more. Ben Anderson says, Toys for Bob making it. I like Toys for Bob more. I think their games are better and a new video game to play. Spooky Carrie Skeleton says, having a new story to play using my older Skylanders because I have an attachment to them. Other new stuff's cool too. Wink face. Jeff Grimes says, all of them. I'm excited to have all these new characters. The last thing I need is another version of Stealth Elf. We always need a version of Stealth Elf.
Well, you could buy Stealth Elf
Grimes.
in the 3-pack.
right? Champion. Tori Wazowski says pinata. I mean, if we could see him to get a good look. Amen to that. And finally, Shopkins Inc. says 2 things mostly. 1, Jack's character biographies, and 2, writing my own backstories for SEL Matt. Amen to that.
So remember, Matt, Shopkins Inquirer is not allowed to win.
Yep.
So scratch them from your voting ballot here. Do you have a winner in mind?
I do.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's make somebody's day here.
I'm actually going with Sean Dully.
Nice.
He said, Crash, after 6 years of being stuck in limbo, he's finally back again. I can't wait to take him for a spin again.
Hello.
Congratulations, Sean Dully. Of course. Very active member of our community. Usually chimes in with LEGO Dimensions news. He keeps us on our toes. I really don't know if he even plays Skylanders or not. Regardless,
we're going to get him into Skylanders.
He's going to get a free sensei out of the deal. So, Sean Doley, get a hold of me. You know where to find me, my friend. And we'll get that arranged for you. So, thank you, Matt. That was fun.
Yeah.
Usually we would do an Inquire This segment where we ask a trivia question to the expert. We try to stump them with a trivia question based on one of the franchises we cover here on this show. We're not going to do that tonight. We don't got time. We got to get to the meat and potatoes of this particular podcast, and that is the email segment. The email part of the podcast is sponsored by none other than the world-renowned international superstar, Matt Sonnenberg. You can find him over on Twitter at SCLMatt or at As a Matter of Matt or SCLMatt.com.
As a matter of Matt.com.
Too many .coms. Just go to SCLMatt.com. That's the only .com you need.
Exactly.
It's the only
exactly. It's the whole point of it.
The important one. Let's start off with some emails, shall we, guys?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Brace yourself. First email comes in from Tori. Of course, Tori is the one who made that fantastic custom Shopkins Funko flocked exclusive Toys for Games figure. Big fan of Tori's work. She writes in. She doesn't write in emails very often, but she wrote in tonight. She wrote in and said, "Hi, Matt. Happy birthday."
Thanks, Tori.
Next email is from Adam. He writes in and says, "Hello, fellow seekers of the light. I quickly wanted to say that I have no intentions of buying chests and crystals, then returning them. I just wanted to express my fear for those items. I have a ticket in with Activision regarding the crystals. The scenario. Johnny goes to the store, buys Crystal A and keeps it sealed, tries a brawler class, doesn't like it. Johnny returns it. Crystal A gets put back out. Adam buys Crystal A. Adam opens Crystal A. Adam wants to make a sorcerer class. Adam is now a proud owner of a class that he did not want to create. Chests are a totally different story, and if they are not in NFC read protected packages, I can see a huge uproar of customers not getting what they paid for and will be owners of junk chests. So don't get me wrong, I love Skylanders and will be out at almost every retailer upon open on Sunday enjoying the thrill, but these two topics really scare me from buying them after the initial release day. It seems to me that most of the community has backed Lightseekers, and we're just about... Oh, hold on. We're talking about Lightseekers. So let's go ahead and respond to the Skylanders part of the podcast, or question.
Yeah, so the creation crystal thing is still a concern for me. I know it like the initial surge of anger has kind of died down with the general audience, but it's still a concern for a lot of people I know. I haven't seen any change officially yet. Obviously, if there is any kind of patch coming out, it's not going to be until day one, so we're not going to know anything until then. But we'll see how that plays out. I really don't see them changing it. It's just going to be the way it is. And like in the question, their example, they said didn't even unbox it or whatever. But I think with the packaging this year, it's going to be really easy to unbox and rebox stuff. So that's not even an issue whether or not it scans through the box or not. Even though I heard that they do. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If there's a lot of backlash and if what crazy shenanigans go on. As for the chests, I actually think that's part of the reason in my mind that they are in bags. I'm sure the bags are just cheaper to produce anyway, but I think that because they are one-time use, like the amiibo have that little patch under them, so you have to take them out of the box to use them. I honestly think the entire bag is made of that material, and so you actually have to physically remove the thing from the bag in order to scan it. And once those bags are open, there's no resealing them.
Right.
So I think I'm hoping that they thought this through, and that's why they ended up the way they are. Mm-hmm. I have heard people have tried to place the bagged chest on the new Imaginators portal that's in the store for the display, and nothing happens. But I mean, that could just be it's not programmed to use the chests because it's just the demo unit. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But hopefully, I'm really hoping, since they are locked the chest down and said this is how they're going to work, that they thought through the ramifications of all that.
Sure. And honestly, I don't see a lot of people just returning the creation crystals.
That's what I was gonna say. It's to me, it feels like it's like a presidential debate topic. It's just a hot soundbite, but it's really not gonna affect anybody. Like, it's not. I mean, how many times do you see that happening? It's gonna happen, sure, but I think you have a higher chance of getting a product that doesn't work than a product that's been used and returned.
Could it happen? Yes. Is it likely to happen? Yeah.
Yeah, people said like, "Oh, it's going to kill the GameStop trading market." Well, you can trade in traps, like
sure.
It's,
frankly, it's time to kill the GameStop trade-in market.
Yep.
Let's just get rid of that altogether.
Yeah, I still honestly don't understand now why people are still selling their stuff to GameStop.
Yeah,
because they pay you nothing, and the only reason they can get away with these buy two get three free sales is because they are paying people nothing, and so they're still making money with these sales.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it potentially an issue. We don't think it's actually going to be that big of an issue. Yeah. Kids aren't returning their stuff just for the sake of it.
I'm really not worried about it. Yeah. And like, even if the kids explain it to the parents, I don't see them trying to return stuff over and over again.
Right.
It's just not gonna, and then you're gonna. There is potential that someone buying the crystal, then when they put it on the portal, if they don't fully understand how the game is supposed to work, that they just get a crystal with a random character on it, and it's like, oh, okay, and now I can change the parts. Cool. It wouldn't be any the wiser, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, if you get it, if it's already, registered, you can. The chest might be a little bit hard, but like I said, you can repackage the crystals, and you could return it to be like, hey, don't sell this. It's already been registered. Somebody already used it last time, and they'll exchange it and send it back to RTM.
It's true.
Rest of his email, he goes on and says, it seems to me that most of the community has backed Lightseekers, and we're just about at $100,000 or halfway there. If you have not already backed them, go for it, and if you have, possibly go for a bigger reward. They do not change or charge you unless they get fully backed, and if they do, you have until November 4th to come up with what you pledged. So even if you're saving up, pick that pledge up now. We are so close as a community to making the biggest leap in history for Toys to Life, and guess what? We're all a part of it. We get mentioned in the credits for just $5. This is truly a community-driven game. Let's make it a reality. Sorry if this is too long or a Lightseekers plug, but I'm just super excited for it. Adam. Couldn't have said it better myself, Adam.
Amen.
If you want your name in the credits of a video game, this is the opportunity to do so.
Did you know my name was on Dale Jr. NASCAR one time?
Was on the NASCAR?
Yeah, my name was on Dale Jr.'s race car.
On the car itself?
Yeah. Right above the right front's tail or headlight.
Pictures or it didn't happen?
Oh, I'll find it.
Next email. This is from Evan Parker, Lone Goldfish. Says, have you guys heard of any places doing midnight launches or 9 p.m. on the West Coast? Neither GameStop nor Toys R Us have any info out there. Signed, Evan, who has given up on LEGO Dimensions until they patch some more crashes out of it, and will probably play Destiny until Saturday evening.
Yeah, unfortunately, no midnights.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I don't expect anything.
What about Walmart?
The only shot... The only shot you have is one if GameStop is opening early for a different game, which probably won't happen because it's a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I was talking with Rob, he said he got to do that for like Lego Dimensions. GameStop was opening up early for something else at midnight, and so he went in and bought Lego. But yeah, that's what I do up here because I don't have a Toys R Us in the area, and they were typically the only one who did a midnight launch. I just go to my 24-hour Walmart, and that the same girl has been working electronics there for years,
mm-hmm.
and she knows when I come in at midnight that it's that time of year a new game is launching.
And they're, if they've accidentally been put out or whatever now and they're register locked at 12 o'clock, theoretically they should unlock.
They should.
Right?
They should.
So that would be the best hope at this point. Next email, this is from Tashma Dimps. He writes in and says, what is up, Toys for Games Nation? Skylanders Imaginators is almost upon us, and I am hype. I've made countless day one plans and watched every single video about the game approximately 50 times. As a fan from the beginning, I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am to finally make my very own Skylanders. My question for you tonight is, have you started planning out what Imaginators you'll be making? Can't wait to watch the coverage. P.S. At some point, you all need to play the first Skylanders game together. Jason especially needs to know how great Spyro's adventure was.
Wait, Jason, have you never played?
Played the first 5 minutes of it, but
so no, he hasn't.
Oh,
that's the voice of disappointment right there.
Yep.
So you guys started playing with the creation app. Is this kind of starting to figure out what you guys want to start making, and once you get the game, or where are you guys at with the whole creation process?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not there yet. I do not consider myself a very creative person, and the only way I'm going to get anywhere is seeing all the options laid out there in front of me. I need a sea of options. And I can start piecing stuff together and see how it looks. I just don't have an idea of something. I've never said, oh, here's a sketch and I want this to be a Skylander.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of those kids who sent in a picture to Toys for Bob. The only way I'm going to be able to do stuff is to have the parts there in front of me and be able to flip through them all and say, yes, I think I like that together.
Sure.
So I don't have any plans. I do want to kind of go through and map out, at least for my first run. I want a life quick shot, and I want a light night or something like that, just to get those battle classes lined up so I know what I want to make first.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least what I want to try first. So, and we'll see how that goes. But past that, how the character looks, I have no idea.
Yeah, same thing. I have a general idea of some stuff I want to try and make. I don't know if it's possible to make. But same thing. We'll have to see what's all is possible in the unlocks there. But yeah, I'll probably go in pretty quickly and just make something in 20 seconds, and then go on from there.
Sure.
Hit that randomized button.
That's right.
Is there a randomized button? Oh,
Yeah.
there
Oh,
is. Yeah, that's right. We saw that.
Yeah, it's in the app too. So if you just want to play around with that.
Fantastic. Next email is from DMU Girl 2008. She has some rapid fire questions for you guys about Lego Dimensions. 1, favorite Wave 6 figure so far?
Voldemort.
It's like Ethan Hunt.
You are stuck on the Mission Impossible, aren't you?
I love the Mission Impossible.
It's a good level. I was actually impressed how thorough they were.
Yeah. Favorite Wave 6 Adventure World so far?
Harry Potter.
Potter's not even close.
Yeah. It's only because you losers haven't watched Adventure Time.
Balls.
What nods to IP have you spotted that you have particularly enjoyed? Example, she loved making number 12 Grimmauld place appear. I don't know what that means.
That's one of those things I was talking to you about, Josh, in our other podcast. That's a Harry Potter thing. And yeah, you can make number 12 Grimmauld place appear, but you have no idea why that's relevant. So
nope, sounds like some sort of domicile living facility.
Yes, I saw there was a couple.
He's not wrong.
I saw there's a couple of nods. I forget some on the top of my head, but I haven't had time to dive into if I have a personal favorite yet. But I know there's some good ones out there.
Yeah, I've spent the most time in Harry Potter, and I've found a bunch of those, and I very much appreciated the little Easter eggs they've thrown in there. So one of those is probably my favorite. I just haven't had enough time to explore the rest of them.
Any surprises you have found?
Not too much.
And nothing that I can think of.
Yeah. And lastly, do you guys think shops will have to keep an eye out for people trying to sneak open PS4 starter packs to get the Supergirl?
No more than any other product.
Yeah.
Like I've seen Skylanders packages that are completely torn apart, and it's like they're not doing that quietly.
Sure.
I mean, it's probably a 5-year-old kid that got their hands on it, but I mean, those starter packs, in my opinion, are not easy to open.
Yeah.
It's not something you can do quietly. It'd be very obvious.
Sure. All right. Thank you, DMU girl. We got 2 more emails here. And honestly, like, I wish I could make up the fact that these emails were sent one after another, like almost immediately, because it's so perfect. And you won't know why until the second email. I wish I was just making this up, but this is just how we roll here. First email. This is from Atari Alex. He writes in and says, "Dear Josh, Jason, and Matt, I'm hoping I get this email in early enough. Hypothetical scenario. The 3 of you are stranded on a desert island. You have adequate water and shelter, but no food, and there is nothing of nutritional value on the island. All you have are the clothes on your back, every Skylander figure ever made, and a magic portal that will bring your figure to life. You cannot use the newly animated Skylander to try to leave the island. If you move too far from the island, the magic wears off and it will revert back to its figure form." He also added a caveat on a follow-up email that the Skylander grows to like proportional size, not just like real life miniature version of that figure, you know?
Sure.
So it does grow to be, you know, what the normal size would be. You know for a fact that you will be rescued in 1 week, and you are not allowed to eat each other. Which Skylander or Skylanders would you eat in order to sustain yourself until help arrives?
Wait, which ones would we eat?
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
so you couldn't eat them.
No, you can't eat. We can't eat each other. I can't eat Matt.
Oh.
Yeah, but we could eat a Skylander. We could bring a Skylander to life, and eat a Skylander in order to sustain ourselves for the week. We have water, we have shelter, so that's not an issue. So dehydration is not, so we're talking about bringing a Skylander to life, and then I'm assuming murdering it, butchering it, and then eating it like the ravenous crowd that we are.
I got my answer.
What do we got here, folks? Matt, you first.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, ready, Matt?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Gusto.
Thump back.
Gusto, huh?
Yep.
What about Gusto is appetizing?
There's a lot of fat there. Should be a lot of flavor.
What if he's just like filled with air though?
He gets bigger when he inhales.
That's true. What'd you say, Jason?
Thump back.
Thump back.
He's a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken, right?
You think so? Gill grunt, maybe?
I was gonna say Gil Grunt would be the next one, except the only problem is he's smaller. But
sure.
Thump back is freaking huge.
How much food do you really need for a week here?
For 3 of us?
Well, I guess.
Who cares how much you need? Like how much I could get.
Is pinata too obvious of an answer? I mean, it's not the most healthy option, but if I know I'm getting rescued in a week, partying it up, my friends.
Go to a candy coma.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it. So thank you, Alex, for that weird hypothetical question. I want to hear what the listening audience says. Like, what Skylander would you guys eat if we had all these scenarios, laid out in front of you, exactly how it was written by our friend Atari Alex? What Skylander would you eat on a deserted island if you had to choose?
Do you think Donkey Kong tastes like chicken?
Bowser, I mean, maybe. Alligator lizard that has a chicken flavor.
I feel like Bowser would taste like you, like when you crack him open, it'll be like the Christmas Vacation turkey where it like just spits out that nasty air. That's what I think would happen. The turkey.
We have one more email. This is from a friend Harry on Twitter at HSJ3. It says, "Hey Josh, Jason, and Matt. Sorry for the late email. I feel like I'm dangerously close to sending this in the Atari Alex time period." Just kidding, Alex. Just writing to share my experience at New York Comic Con this weekend. This year's Comic Con was pretty excellent, and I had a chance to pick up some great loot to add to my collection room. My favorite pickups were an exclusive Back to the Future print, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game mat and artwork, and Ray, Finn, and BB-8 Lego minifigures. On Sunday, I got to take a photo with Stan Lee, but the people running the photo booth rush you in and out there so fast that the whole experience is over before you could even say Shopkins. Even better than meeting Stan Lee was meeting Mr. Jason Greer and the legendary Vince Inquirers.
Right.
It was so awesome of Jason and Vince to take time out of their busy con day to say hi and chat for a bit. My girlfriend was there with me, and she was making fun of me because I was pretty nervous to meet Jason and Vince. Then we all got to talking, and I totally forgot to introduce her. Also, he said he didn't, but I am pretty sure Jason made Vince carry all of his bags.
False.
Just wanted to say thanks to those guys again for making me feel like part of such an awesome community, and hope to catch any future East Coast Toys for Game meetups. Can't wait to hear more about the big plans for episode 100. I heard there was a live pyrotechnic show complete with monster trucks from the #1 hit film Monster Trucks. Stay awesome.
Told Harry not to leak that. Confidential information.
So New York Comic Con, we didn't even talk about it.
No. Yeah, it's a real good time. I did. There was a couple times where I did ask Vince to carry something, and then I forget to take it back. Like, like had to work on something. And he's like, "Why am I still holding your bag?" I'm like, "That's a good question." But he was a good sport. But yeah, so it was a real good time. Fortunately, we only got to go up just for the one day on Sunday. Hit a buttload of traffic into the Lincoln Tunnel, so we didn't get there till we were trying to get there at like 9:30, and we got there at like 10:15. They opened up at 10. But by the time we parked and walked over there and everything, but good fun time though when we got in there. Rushed over to get our Yu-Gi-Oh mat right off the bat, just so we didn't lose it.
Were they selling it or was it swag?
No, they were selling it. Yeah.
Okay.
They have an exclusive mat at San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. So I got last year's and this year's. It's kind of my hoping they continue doing it. And they have a high priority spot, like it's literally right in the front door. It's this Konami booth right there, Yu-Gi-Oh booth. So it's kind of a nice spot. This year they had a big old Blue Eyes White Dragon statue. It was pretty sick. So yeah, grabbed that. Went over to the Hallmark line. It was super long this year for some reason. So then get in that. Went to the Lego line to try and figure out where you could register to get the DC Superheroes character or try to win it. No idea where that was. So didn't get a chance to do that. But yeah, I got around. We ate lunch with Gabe Perez and his wife. So that was fun. We got some bacon mac and cheese.
Nice.
It was fun to get them, and Gabe locked on a con exclusive Gundam for Vince on Friday, just in case it was out by the time we got there on Sunday. So they swapped money for the item there. So it was nice to get that. Vince went around and he kept telling me multiple times to stop him from buying multiple things, but I wasn't going to stop him. So he got a bunch of different Gundams, and so he's excited to put a bunch of those together when he got back home on Sunday. But yeah, it was a good time. We got to see Harry right before we left. Glad to see him. Got the see the Game Changers, the custom amiibo people.
Yeah.
Bought a freaking sick Ultron figure that has a broken Captain America shield, an Iron Man helmet. I paid $60 for it, but it's well worth it. How awesome it is.
Sure.
And he said, because I said before, I was like, I mean, he might have shared it before, and I just didn't see it. But I asked him, I was like, no one bought this yet? He's like, no. He's like, I've actually been holding on for a while because I didn't want to sell it because I guess he really likes it. I'm like, well, hopefully it's going to a good home and not some random guy. So excited to get that from them. So excited to see them. Saw Dan over at Disney Infinity Codes. Got to see him. It was nice running into him. But yeah, real good time. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I got. Oh, and we did go. My secret plan worked again. Where the Funko line, on Sunday they just let you in once they've done all the ticketed people. So obviously it's just stuff that nobody really wants or they have extras of. So like that vampire, or the I forget what the one girl's name is. I forget what it's called. Olivia something or other. One of the vampire characters. One of the new shows that's on the CW or whatever. There's like 4,000 of her.
Sure.
Nobody wanted that, but so we literally got. I think there was like one Batgirl left after Vince and I went through, and I think he got the last Deadpool when he got his. So, literally got the last of those, which is sweet.
Awesome.
But yeah, had a real good time. So good fun. I got to see some custom artists there. I got to see sweet holographic prints of the God cards from Yu-Gi-Oh, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it was fun to just walk around Artist Alley, everything like that. It was just kind of chaotic trying to push everything into one day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did it to yourself.
Yep. Well. I'll pixie my girlfriend in Penn State football in a fantastic game over second day of New York Comic Con. So
sure. I think you made the right choice. I'm just saying, It was your choice, though.
It was.
Don't complain.
I'll complain anytime I want to.
Well, gentlemen, that's all the show I have for you guys. This has been fun. Matt, thank you so much for joining us, as always. In all sincerity,
my pleasure.
We always love having you on. You add a little spark to the show that sometimes is needed. You know, Jason gets distracted every once in a while, more like every show, and you know, sometimes it's nice to talk to somebody who I know is listening to me.
What? I will say, it is officially 12:13 in the morning on Wednesday.
Yep.
And still no freaking email. Push the random button and hit send. What is so hard? Oh my gosh. My bet, I think they did something and deleted the database and tried to recover it. That's my honest bet. Is they went to do something and they're like F and lost it. That's what I think is happening and they're trying to recover it. That's my legit honest bet.
Unfortunately, you'll never know the truth.
God dang.
The truth is
so
out there.
obnoxious. Like, what's so annoying? Like, it's not a big deal, but the fact that we know it's been Monday. Like, I'm just, oh my gosh.
Well, they still have all your addresses, email addresses. Why can't they just repopulate it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They might have deleted the database because you had to submit in the lottery. Like, you had to sign up for it and then see what you requested. So I think that they did something and lost that database.
But they've still been in contact with you. That's what I'm saying.
No, they just sent out it was in a general U.S. soccer email.
Oh, okay.
So not everybody that's subscribed to the email newsletter thing is necessarily put in for the lottery.
Right. So the email that said it was coming out that day was just everybody who subscribed to U.S. soccer emails.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, Matt. Don't try to figure it out. We'll know tomorrow if Jason's losing his mind or not. One way or the other. I'm kind of sad it didn't happen on the podcast. Really.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Probably for the best, but I mean,
I'm stressing out.
Why are you stressing out? There's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do.
I know, but I just want to know. I just want to know. I missed out on it 4 years ago. I don't want to miss out again. I have my hotel room booked. I just want to go.
None of that surprises me at all.
I booked it within 20 minutes of U.S. Beating who did they beat? Guatemala, which set up U.S. versus Mexico on that date before they even confirmed the venue. You just knew it was going to be in Columbus, so I booked that hotel before they could price gouge it. So I got it for like $75, and I think it's cheapest room right now is like $185 that night. Bunch of suckers.
Honestly, for everyone listening out there, if you ever want to book a hotel, please talk to Jason first. The man knows how to book hotels.
I will say, when we were looking at booking if Vince and I were going to stay over in New York City Saturday into Sunday, I have like a minimum I pay because, again, if you drift below a certain minimum, it's probably not a hotel you want to stay at. There's only a logical minimum you would guess of what it would cost. But when I was doing one of the dealing compare sites, I did lowest to highest. Saturday night on New York Comic Con weekend, so all the hotels know because it's like the price goes up like $150 that weekend versus the next weekend. There was a hotel, no lie, for $27.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good thing your low bar is 25.
Oh my! Could you imagine without? Oh.
Those are the kind of hotels that offer weekly rates.
Holy crap!
Matt, again, thank you. But please take a moment to let everybody know once again where they could find you and all the stuff that you're working on so hard on a daily basis.
Yeah. Once again, Twitter is the best place to go. SCL Matt, or personally at As a Matter of Matt. All my projects can be found at sclmatt.com. Specifically this week, I'm hoping I can break that 1,000 subscriber barrier on YouTube. So head over to youtube.com/sclmatt and give me a sub.
Definitely. Please do that, folks. Please, please, please. Jason, where can people find you at? Where first of all, where can people find you to find out whether or not you got the tickets or not?
Yeah, you can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires, because you know darn well I'll be tweeting out GIFs like no one's business whenever that email comes in. But yeah, so you can follow me there on Instagram, Facebook, all on the same Twitter handle. And then obviously you can always follow the Toys to Life centric accounts of Brick Inquirer, Skylanders Inquirer, and Lightseekers Inquirer. And also want to give a shout out to the Chicago Cubs, who scored 4 runs on the top of the inning off of 5 pitchers to win the series 6-5.
Win the series 6-5?
They clinched the series.
Oh, okay.
6-5 victory.
Good
They're
job,
down
Cubbies.
5-2, top of the ninth. Scored 4 runs. Whoops.
Good job, Cubbies. Was that the only game playing tonight? Dodgers
No,
Nationals.
there was. Yes, Dodgers won.
So they're tied 2-2?
Yep.
Nice.
After a winning is former Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Joe Blanton, big game Joe Blanton. His first playoff win since he hit a home run in the World Series for the Phillies in 2008. And then game-winning hit was by Chase Utley, former Philadelphia Philly.
How about that?
You're welcome, Dodgers. You're welcome.
Good
And it
old
feels
Philly.
great because they're 2 Phillies and they're beating up the stupid Nationals.
Even better.
Or as their jersey department called them one night when they forgot to put the O in Nationals, the Nationals.
Or let's just call them like it is, the Expos.
The Expos.
One of 2 teams to never make it to the World Series. You can follow me on Twitter personally at The Noise with a Y. Please follow the show at Toys for Games. Check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Toys for Games. You could email us anytime you'd like to, podcast@toysforgames.com. Check out our website, of course, is toysforgames.com. If you'd like to support us and what we do, patreon.com/toysforgames. And then I need to be better at this, but I need to remind everybody all the other different podcasts going on within this Toys for Games network. Of course, we have the Joys of Games podcast that I co-host with my friend Colin. We talk all about video games in a very different format than you would normally get on a video game podcast. We have the Gotta Watch 'Em All podcast that Ken and his wife do. Would they go through and rewatch all the old episodes of Pokemon? They also bring you up to date on all the Pokemon news from around the world. There is the Tales from Godric's Hollow podcast that Matt dragged me into kicking and screaming, but I have absolutely fallen in love with the world of Harry Potter because of it. And I can't thank Matt enough for that. We joked at E3 that if he ever wanted to get me to do something, it would have to be in the version of a podcast. And that's what it took for me to read Harry Potter. And one of the best things I do on a weekly basis is that. And then I have my professional wrestling podcast that I do with co-host Big Mike. It is the Triple P podcast, Pops, Pinfalls, and Payoffs. More things in the timeline. I actually sat down and I made myself a to-do list today of everything that needs to get done. We have a lot of things coming up here. We've kind of just been bracing for the launch of Skylanders. Once that's out in the wild, we're just going to ride out the rest of the year. Episode 100 is around the corner. All kinds of stuff coming your way, folks. That's all I could say. All kinds of stuff. Jason, have you gotten an email yet?
No.
I was hoping one would have popped up just in that. I was trying to delay the podcast as long as possible to see if an email would come through. It's not happening.
They haven't posted an update. They haven't done anything.
They're hiding.
Oh my gosh.
They're leaving the internet for a while.
Freaking, they had a game tonight too.
Jason, thank you as always. Matt, thank you once again. It's been a pleasure recording with you guys as always. But until next time, happy hunting, collectors.